Hi all, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to do a slightly different topic, still on books, but discuss some of the books that my 8-year-old son loves to read. These are books that he has picked up time and time again, gone back to over the last couple of years. So I would say that these books are great for 6 to 8-year-olds, even 9-year-olds, and it all depends on the confidence of your child's reading. My son is a real avid reader. I read to him since day one of him being born, and that has definitely paid off because he loves to read now, and some of our favourite things to do is go to the library and the bookshop. So I've trained him well. But yeah, I wanted to share some books that I know he loves, and if you have a kid and you're not sure what they would enjoy, hopefully these books will give you an idea of what to get. So my son does read chapter books, so he's at school, so he is a very confident reader for his age, and he has been for the probably past year. So he is definitely reading chapter books with no pictures in anymore, and I say that because the book I'm about to show is a chapter book with pictures. But that is the 13 Story Treehouse by Andy Griffiths and Terry Denton. My son loves this series. I think there's about 12 books in this series now. And I would say this is a book for like 5-year-olds plus. But my son really loved them because the text is quite big and spaced out, and there's lots of beautiful pictures inside. So it's a cross between a chapter book and a graphic novel. So it kept him really engaged, and it's about Andy and Terry, who are the authors, but they have characterised themselves, and they live in the world's coolest treehouse, and there are 13 levels from what I know of this story, and it's real fun. Like, there's like the room for the pillows, there is the lemonade fountain, there is the bowling alley, and it's got some real engaging pictures. So I think this would be a great book for a child in your life that is just kind of getting into chapter books and can confidently like start to read a little bit independently. But again, this is a book that you can read together. So yeah, 13 Story Treehouse is a great series to get into, and my son has got all the books now, and he just picks them up again and rereads them in whatever order he so wishes. But yeah, he loves this book. Next book is a classic, and that is George's Marvellous Medicine by Roald Dahl. If you've not read this book, you should as an adult, but it's a great book. It's like so good for imagination, and it's about George, who looks after his very mean grandmother and ends up making a medicine for her, or a potion, and he fills it with weird and wonderful and disgusting things, and some interesting things happen to his grandmother after taking it. And again, I think this is a great book for him because it's very small. He read this at school actually, and ever since he has picked it up himself and read it a few times, but it's got some beautiful pictures. So this is definitely more a chapter book than say the 13 Story Treehouse. But yeah, there's some gorgeous like imagery just to keep him engaged. And he just found this book really funny, and he loves it when the grandmother whizzes off and pops and whizzes. And I think just Roald Dahl's a great author for kids. The vocabulary he uses is just really like fun, so like fizzle and swizzle and squishing, like there's some real lovely sounding words that just gets their brains thinking. So yeah, this is definitely a book that I think he will get more and more out of. And then my son is really into graphic novels. He just devours them, and I can't keep up sometimes. But the series he really loves is Jamie Smart's Bunny versus Monkey. He loves these books, and you know, I don't blame him. They're full of beautiful pictures and illustrations, and they're really silly, and he just finds them really funny, and he picks up on certain words, and you know, there's lots of, like, for a boy, lots of like bumhead and poo, and yeah, sound like words such as like doomph and ugh, and yeah, he just loves these books, and it's all about a bunny who is against a monkey, and he just finds this absolutely hilarious. And I think if you've got an 8-year-old kid, he probably got his first Bunny versus Monkey when he was about 6. So definitely like 6 up, and I don't even think you need to be a great reader, because I think the pictures are really great at explaining what they're saying. So even if they're not a confident reader, I think they would really, really enjoy reading any of these books in this series. Continuing on the graphic novel train, sorry, shall I say, and it's another Jamie Smart, and it is Lushkin. So if you've got a kid who loves Bunny versus Monkey, then Lushkin is definitely another series that they can get into. There's not as many of these yet, but I can imagine that there will be, because again, really similar pictures, because again, it's by the same graphic novelist, but he just loves this. I mean, like, there's words like chomp and flump and plops, you know. Jamie Smart gets into the psyche of an 8-year-old boy with these books, so I highly, highly recommend. My son gets loads of joy out of these books. And then finally is another graphic novel, because I just believe that kids should read what they enjoy, and if they're forced to read a book that they're not into, they're going to grow up not enjoying reading. So graphic novels are definitely something that he is into, and this is a fairly recently new graphic novel, and that is by Neil Cameron, and it's the Donut Squad. So these 3 books are all part of the Phoenix comic books, so I think they're pretty fail-safe, but this is all about a squad of donuts. And actually, this book has been brilliant. He got this a couple of months ago, and he has drawn so many donuts. He's got a bit of a fascination with donuts, but it just gets his imagination going. So there's mean donuts, there's jokey donuts, there's ghost donuts. Again, it's just silly, but it gets him reading, and it gets him enjoying what he reads and enjoying reading for pleasure, basically, which is quite hard for kids to get into. So yeah, so if your kid loves graphic novels or Bunny versus Monkey, I highly, highly recommend Donut Squad. And then a book that we are reading together, because I do like to read a book to him, like do a chapter a night, and this is a classic, but it's the Folk of the Faraway Tree by Enid Blyton. I've not read any of the Enid Blyton books to him, but the Faraway Magic Tree I have. And again, I just think it's really imaginative. Like, it's a really unusual story. Like, there is the Saucepan Man and Spoon... Is it Spoon Man? Or... yeah, the old Saucepan Man, Moonface, Dame Washalot. Like, it's just unusual. So I used to read this book as a kid, and I knew he would love it because he loves quite imaginative stories. So I would highly, highly recommend this if you've got a kid who loves building different worlds in his mind. So my kid loves Minecraft. He loves drawing like little like bases and dens and lands. So I knew he would love this. So yeah, this is my final book that I will be showing. But if you've enjoyed this series and you would love more ideas, like I've got so many books that he enjoyed as a younger kid, and I would love to share them with you. So yeah, please like and subscribe if you have found this useful, and please do let me know if you get any of these books for your 6 to 8 year old kid and if they enjoy them.